Hey guys, this is GamerCow. Welcome back to the finale episode for the Pokemon Violet Wonderlocke. We have one more battle to do, then the legendary, and then a cutscene I want to show, and that is pretty much everything this game has to offer. Pretty good stuff overall, I would say. So, we have got to go chase Pecharunt. It has gone towards Loyalty Plaza, so once we fly here, a cutscene will instantly trigger, which is pretty useful. So yeah, it's gotta be around here somewhere, indeed. Have to keep going, but uh-oh, the camera's panning because there's spooks available. And hey, we finally found the Mona. That's good, right? But is she okay? Absolutely not. She was the first one to get quote-unquote infected here, right? So she just kind of ate the mochi by herself. That was kind of it. But yep, mochi match. Even the mochi couldn't override her Battle Mania. Indeed. You run to run. Yep, no way I can hold her off. Yeah, she's pretty strong with a bit here. Mochi. So everybody else is kind of here as well. Watch my back for me. I'll go beat Nimona. And you go ahead and take on the villagers, because there's a lot of them, and I believe in you. But yeah, as you found out earlier, Nimona, quote-unquote no joke, honestly, it's gonna be totally fine here. Because, yeah, mochi match! Just freaking Nimona. Now the thing is, Nimona does actually have a decently different team here, because she's managed somehow, despite being like possessed and whatnot, she's managed to catch quite a few. Let's have mochi for match. She's managed to catch quite a few new Pokemon. I have no idea how she's managed that, but she has, so sure. Anyway, yeah, she starts off the same way. Mochi, ha ha ha! She starts off the same way as before, Lycanroc. She has Stealth Rock on this thing, but it is also just going to be rather vulnerable to getting set up on. So that did like 100 damage normally, so a crit would do about 150 if it somehow breaks through here. And honestly, we should be completely good to just set up the same way that we've done against her a few times now. Yeah, Stealth Rock coming on in, it's fine. It's unfortunate because I was protecting, but it's not really that big of a deal, to be completely honest with you. She only has 5 Stone Edge in total anyway, right? So as soon as those are done, then there's not really much for her. She does get the crit though, which is really obnoxious. Like, what is with my luck in these last bits? Like, I've had so much go against me. To be fair, Stone Edge has got a high crit ratio, I know, but it's also inaccurate, so like, it just feels like I've had lots and lots of really bad luck go against me in these recently. I'm not really sure if I like it. I mean, I definitely don't like it, but, you know. Kinda wish we had Fly, actually, here. It would be reasonable just to get my health back after this. Because I am very slightly worried now that I'm not going to have enough HP to fully set up. But a miss on Stone Edge definitely helps a lot, because now she only has one more. We just protect against that next turn, and then I think her only attack that could even hit me would be Accelerock. So we basically get to go for free here at this point. All we needed was one, right? She gets one crit to punch through our defense stat. That's made up for by the fact of we have a miss as well. So sure, it will even itself out a little bit in the end. That's the main thing. But yeah, it's the same general deal. We've done this many times during this playthrough, where it is just a case of we will just set up to +6 here. I will like go between this and protect a bit as well, just to make absolute sure that I am not, maximizing the amount of health that I have, basically. Because honestly, there is no reason not to. Considering we will one-shot everything at +6. She does still have Pawmot, I believe, but Double Shock will not be that effective anymore because it is well, you know, it's kind of a physical move. It's 120 base power physical move, but it is still a physical move, so it will not really help her that much. Let's be realistic here. So, yeah, just alternate a little bit once again between Protect. I'm gonna do the same thing again after I have maxed out my stack here as well. Again, just absolutely maximize the amount of HP that I have going into the next section. Because this is the last time we get to do this. The last time that we really have this kind of setup. There is going to be the tiniest bit going into the Pecharunt fight itself, but it's not going to be in the same way, because Pecharunt also has a setup move, and I really don't have the best Pokemon to go in against it. Like, I really kind of wish if I had something like King Gambit, then we would be like absolutely laughing. There'd be no issue whatsoever. But because it has its own setup move, even Corviknight is not like particularly safe against it. So I have exactly one plan, and if it goes awry, then I'm gonna have to kind of just like muscle through it, I suppose. I do have stuff like the Hydreigon that I can use to do that. Like, it's got enough weaknesses I can hit. Ooh, that good, Launchy Mouchy! The puns in this game are on point for sure. The translators definitely had a lot of fun in this game. Yeah, so I don't actually have my Wincon in the party here because it's level 87 right now, and I don't want it to get up to 89 by accident. And I'm not sure if it would, because these are very high level Pokemon, so there's a non-zero chance. I'm just going to protect her for the tiny bit of extra health here. I don't think it's going to matter that much, but just in case the following thing is too powerful as well. I don't remember. The team is different depending on the starter. Since we have Quavel as the finale Pokemon for her, we don't get to see the fact that she had a Milotic on one of her teams. That's kind of cool. But also, like, how did you manage to get one of those, considering? Yeah, so Dropek is now super effective because the electric type was consumed. It's kind of like what Burn Up used to be. I don't think Burn Up is even still in the game, because like, Arcanine doesn't get it anymore. But, yeah, Burn Up consumed your type. And, yeah, Como coming on in here as well, by the way. Nice one to have around. Its Dragon and Fighting is really good against the Ogerpon fight. Does have Thunder Punch, but at this point we fear nothing, basically. So, yeah. I could have maybe gone ahead and still had Substitute as the usual sort of setup bit with it here, but I kind of wanted Protect, and I think the way this fight went kind of justified that, because of the high crit ratio of Stone Edge, right? I thought it was a lot safer to not bother. Muddy Water does come out here. That does hit us on a not boosted defense, but it's not that powerful, so we don't really mind. So Goodra, it does outspeed us, is kind of interesting to note though. Like, I have a little bit of speed investment here, so it shows that she has some EV training as well. But Bombi is the next addition that came out here. It is a special attacker, but it's also resisted by us very heavily, so this Moonblast is going to do very little damage overall. And funnily enough, Mirror Armor, you know, getting rid of the special attack drop puts it on the opponent. Funny, but not that important here. And then the last one is the Quaquaval, and unlike before, she's changed to Terra type now, so the Terra type of her starter Pokemon is now its secondary typing, not the primary one, which I thought was pretty cool. She doesn't have any special mochi-related Terastal text, she just does it. And yeah, now it's a fighting type Terastal instead of a water type one, so that's cool. Definitely a little different. Here I go, Chi! Yep, so in comes her big hit, close combat. Oh, Aqua Step, okay. I was gonna say close combat, but I guess she really didn't want to win this. So, yeah. Jopek coming on in, finishing it off, and there we go. But you can tell we're beyond the main game at this point because, yeah, that thing was faster than me. It definitely had at least some EV training. So, you know, it's kind of neat to see. And, yeah, Mochi skills! Mochi skills, indeed. And that is the last one! He's like, what? How could you lose? You're next. Yeah, so our secret weapon here is Tentacruel. Because, honestly, I feel like it's going to be the best overall setup. I do have a bunch of other stuff I can end up using. Like, I think Garganical is actually really good here. The problem is the Pecharunt has got Nasty Plot. And I think even with the resistance stuff here, at +6, it is going to end up destroying us. So I am gunning for using a counter setup here. I'm hoping it works, but I feel like it should. We don't have Clear Body anymore, but I do have Haze. So I think we will still be alright with that. We'll challenge this strange Pokemon. Now, if you bring Ogerpon into this, Ogerpon's not very good in this fight, but if you do bring Ogerpon into this, she goes ballistic because she realizes this is the reason why the Loyal 3 ended up doing what they did. And if you bring one of the Loyal 3 in here, then Pecharunt has a dismissive reaction towards them. So, yeah, it's kind of neat. We are faster, which is key here as well. I figured we would be, but just to be absolutely sure. It has its own version of the Loyal 3 battle song, which is kind of cool. So, slightly different. And yeah, so my idea is that Aqua Ring plus Black Sludge and Rain Dish will give us enough healing that will tank its base attacks, and if it starts to Nasty Plot, then we can Haze to get rid of it. If it debuffs us because I now have Rain Dish instead of Clear Body, like this, we can also Haze this away as well. But I think we can tank once and use the Rain this turn for the power boost. So we'll see how much this Surf does. A lot, yeah. So as a Poison type, yeah, we damaged it for sure. That's kind of cool. As a Poison type, we can't get hit by the Toxic and stuff, which is the very dangerous part of this fight. And as a relatively good special defense Pokemon, we also don't get hit very hard by base Shadow Ball. Luckily, we also can get Haze, so we can remove these stat boosts as well. And this was the ultimate sort of like counter-teaming part I thought I came up with for this. Unfortunately, the annoying thing is that we probably do have to keep using Haze until we use the Shadow Ball again here, but there are more Haze power points than there are power points for Nasty Plot, so I think we should be okay there. Keeping on getting special defense debuffs is really annoying though. But thankfully with our like basically triple leftovers here, should be fine. Maybe I didn't need Rain Dish as well. I did use the ability patch we got at the end of the after beating Terapagos and whatnot. I did use that to get the Rain Dish on here. Probably didn't need it, but I didn't know if I would tank well enough because this is just max. It's max special attack and max HP. So I didn't know if it was going to be enough to run with Clear Body, because maybe with like a couple of crits or something it would actually get very, very dangerous here. But if it keeps debuffing my special defense like, you know, it has been, then that probably makes it so that, yeah, I should have just gone otherwise. Can I knock it out in 2 hits without setting up the rain here? Probably not. So we will just do it. I think honestly at this point, even if it crits, I should just be able to ignore this Nasty Plot. I think we can just go ahead and Surf Kill it in 2 goes now. And even a crit won't take me out in 1 go. So we'll just go on the offensive and beat it up here. Yeah, maybe 2 surfs would have done it. Also, it gets greedy sometimes as well. But this is why I didn't want to use something like Hydreigon. Its signature move is Malignant Chain, which is a 100 base power poison move, so it would have hit Hydreigon. 50% chance to Toxic Poison, and its ability allows it to confuse you if it poisons you. It also has Toxic as its 4th move here. We are forced to catch this thing, but we were always going to catch it anyway, so what do we even want to put it in? Let's just put it, you know what, it's pink, we'll put it in the pink bowl. So yeah, its ability allows it to confuse you when it poisons you, so yeah, put it with Confusion, Nasty Plot, and like the Toxic Poisoning is very, very dangerous, so I wanted something that was a bit more of a hard stop to it. And that is what I did. We had access to it with the Tentacruel. Ended up being an extremely good pickup, that too. I'm surprised. Tentacruel is overperformed compared to what I expected. Did you get it? Yep. Everyone is gonna get better. They're gonna get better even. Because, yeah, it's all done. They're like, huh? What's going on? Why are we here? How did we end up here? Is a good question. But, yep, everyone indeed is back to normal. Hi guys. Last thing I remember is getting to the shop. Oh no. So I get filled in, but then they all... Penny's just like, oh god. So all that Mochi Mochi stuff was because of some Pokemon? Yep. Told you it was real. Uh-huh. Just like I said, indeed. When did you say that? Yes, as she does. Yep, as we do. She sure did. What about Nimona indeed? Has she fallen asleep? That would probably be the funny bit, right? Although, falling asleep standing up is not thinking that. Please don't say Mochi Mochi though. Would be very... very awkward, right? Mochi match! What's going on? That's the last thing you remember, huh? Glad you're back to normal now, at least. Hello. Crazy realistic dream that I was battling Sane. Yep. I mean, you were. Simona really is something. Yep. Hi Carmine. How you doing? What the heck is going on? Someone better start explaining. Actually, what a weird feeling. Feels like I'm seeing you for the first time in ages. Yeah, because you've been kind of incapacitated for a long time. So, yeah. Still, good to see you. All having a nice long joke, and several days later, so we actually did get our little holiday. Head home to Paldea. Got caught up in a pretty hairy situation, but yes, it was good fun. Also likes to still kill. Yeah, you don't really get that kind of exercise, do you? But yeah, when this was like a free like update thing after beating the DLC. You had to get the DLC first, so technically you still had to pay for this in a way. But really going home? Yeah, no one would mind if you stayed longer. What a difference, right? From the very start of the Kitsukami DLC, the Teal Mask being like, I don't want outsiders in my village to be like, please stay longer. Yeah, I'll come back again though. Yeah, you better. Yay! Oh, thank you for having us. And the food! Heck yeah! The festival was a lot of fun too! Yay! You got to buy an Eevee mask. Hell yeah, that's always good. Glad you liked it indeed. Just shows how much fun. Uh-huh. Oh, please. You failed us each a dozen or more times. That's the mother for you. Welcome to the mother's son. It's kind of great. Yeah, I mean, you got to see... Gonna give the Academy another shot. That's awesome. You've got this, man. Absolutely. You can do this. 100%. Guess that means my vacation's over too. Uh-huh. Back to school yous go. But it was good to see us and, you know, actually after becoming friends and whatnot, you know? Yeah. Well, you didn't even notice. You still got a bit of that streak on him. Feel free to flex on Kiki as much as you like. I'll allow it. Silly people. Yep. Big personalities indeed. Sorry about that. What do you mean by big personality, huh? Yeah, she kind of knows in her own way as well. But yeah, it's great to see. You know, that's how good friends end up being made with it. So now that this is clear, there's a couple of things that change. The Academy Aces tournament gets improved, which is the first bit you'd be able to do here. The other characters that you know, your other friends that you've just gone with, can actually be invited into the Pokemon, like the Blueberry League Club as well, but we won't really bother with stuff that way. But you can get trades if you interact with them enough and get them to come to the Academy, but it takes a fair amount of Blueberry points to invite them, so I am not going to bother with that. But what I will do, the final bit I want to show off, once you have done the Terapagos stuff, if you come back to the Crystal Pool here, there's a special cutscene that plays, which will mark the end of all of our stuff here. Terapagos itself, if you bring it up here, basically does some weird timey-wimey stuff, and in comes the Professor. Well now, this is a curious development. Have I somehow broken through the boundaries of space-time? And who are you? Are you real? What's that you say? You thought I was some robot imbued with an AI personality? Now there's an idea. We're creating a time paradox here just a little bit, huh? Yeah, so this is the real Professor Turo. Research Pokemon in Area Zero, and yet... Hello? What? This Pokemon, is this the Iron Serpent? So he doesn't actually... But despite trying to be eaten by him, he doesn't actually know Miraidon yet. Hasn't quite gotten the time machine through yet. He's been working on it by the looks of it. That's a good name. Yeah, Miraidon doesn't quite understand. It's like, this isn't the Professor you know. Unfortunately. From my perspective, this must be the future? It's possible our encounter might not even be occurring in a timeline connected to my own. Well, might as well get a good amount of info out of it. So you can speak to him proper, and you get some cool stuff. Anything like to ask? Yeah, what are you studying at the moment? Researching methods to catch Pokemon that live in different timelines, so I might transport them to the present day in my own. So he hasn't made the machine yet, basically is the thing. This book captured my imagination. Yep, the Violet book. Yep, haven't left the lab in quite some time now. Right, well, I guess that's one good thing for it. So yeah, what about your family though? Is to know anything about my private life? I do have a family, yes, indeed, we know, Arvin. Probably at home right now. Wherever and whenever and wherever he is, imagine it must be quite lonely. Indeed he is. Indeed he is. And then, I guess, well, we don't really know why, but analyzing some recent data in the secret lab, one moment, next standing here before you. Yes. So he has met Terapagos in his own pod, and so maybe there was the link basically there. course lies within you and I. Uh-huh. Doesn't appear to be anywhere in Paldea. This is the Crystal Pool, the land of Kitsukami. Remember reading about it in a certain text. There you go. Yeah, said to be a place where water wells up, imbued with terrestrial energy. That's what the crystals are underneath it, yes. Uh-huh. Next question then. It is a precious partner. Personal attachment has no meaningful relevance to it. Rude. Unfortunately, all of those answers would yield the same result with it here. Okay, I don't recognize its cover. The hidden treasure of Area Zero. Uh-huh. Take a look, see. A record of Terapagos' awakening? Huh? She's a descendant of Heath. Now isn't that something? A descendant of the author of the original Violet book. Yep, certainly does. Okay. Unfortunately, time is not on your side here. Mist is closing in once again. Yeah, sorry dude, but you're not gonna have that much time for it here. Must hurry. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, hate to part with something so precious, but yeah, sure. We'll trade it for the Violet book. And so we end up... Yeah, or the Scarlet book, obviously, if you're talking to Sada here. So we... Record of an expedition to the Great Crater of Paldea, given to you by Professor Toro. It even has his own name on the thing. Appreciate it more than you can imagine. So a lot of the stuff that he came up with is because of this in the end, isn't it? Try a bit of downtime with a good book. Yeah, kind of nice to see the actual professor and see him before he became quote-unquote a bad guy, right? And with that, the series has concluded. I know, it's unfortunate, buddy, but this wasn't the Toro you knew. Once you are done with that, the game saves, it goes back to the title screen because it has a new title screen. You may have seen this a little bit as I've been going between saves, because this is the one that I had in my actual save file. But yeah, that Violet book is now on the table here instead of Briar's book, the Hidden Treasures of Area Zero one, right? And that's that. It's a really touching finish there that's very, very easily missed. This was a super cool playthrough in the end. I wasn't sure how this was going to go, especially starting with something like Swablu, right? It really didn't seem like it was going to be very good, but in the end, this turned out to be a fantastic run. And almost all of the Pokemon I have here, if not all of them actually, got their time to shine one way or another. It was really, really good. Unfortunately, did lose a couple of Pokemon, but honestly, despite the bad RNG that we had, this ended up being quite a successful run. So I'm definitely happy with it overall. It's a shame, really, that we had to, especially these two, was a shame that we ended up losing to RNG factors. I mean, Mousehold was lost to being double targeted. This was lost just to pure bad RNG. Venom. It was a real shame too, because it was fun seeing the shiny stuff with it here, and it was really cool catching multiple shinies in this run. Actually, I've had a lot of luck with shinies in this gen, but I still didn't expect to find, like, we found two natural shinies in this save file alone, and then like two more coming from the other save as I was breeding Pokemon for the project. It's kind of wild, to be honest with you. Actually, no, Lucario was from here too, right? We found 3 native shinies in full odds in the game. It's kind of wild to think about. Anyway, with that said, thank you very much for indulging me in this project here. I did get to learn a decent bit about the editing on KDN Live. That was the main thing I wanted to do this for, but glad to have a successful challenge done too. Until next time, whenever that may be, whatever it may be on, have a good one.